What would happen if I decided to grab a wild species of true widow out of her web? I pondered this question and eventually carried it out one day to see what exactly would happen. I stumbled on a juvenile female Latrodectus mactens, commonly referred to as the southern black widow. Immediately, I snatched her out of her web using only my bare hand. One might assume that she might try to bite and inject venom into me. However, many people aren't aware of the reluctance of the bites from these spiders. As juveniles, southern black widows are adorned with beautiful patterns that cover their abdomens. The females will lose most of their bodily patterns once they reach adulthood. They will, however, keep their infamous yet iconic hourglass symbol. I took her home and set her up inside of a suitable enclosure where I began to feed her mealworms. You can really see her abdomen increasing in size after each meal. She eventually shed her exoskeleton and was finally an adult. What would happen?
A whole lemon in the soil. It decomposes quickly, vanishing within about 20 days. But by the 24th day, a small miracle occurs. The lemon seeds left in the soil start to sprout, turning decay into nourishment and beginning to grow. Within 60 days, these sprouts evolve into small seedlings. If you transplant a robust seedling into a pot, it thrives due to the nutrient-rich soil, quickly expanding its leaf count and accelerating its growth due to increased photosynthesis. Normally, lemon trees take 5 years to bloom, but you can speed up this process by grafting a mature lemon tree using a slice of potato placed in a slit on the tree, then covering it with a plastic cup filled with soil to create an airtight environment. This technique, known as air layering, encourages a robust root system to develop within a month, maintaining the original plant's genetics and significantly shortening the fruiting timeline to just 2 to 3 years. When you bury a whole lemon in the soil,
The public aquarium has a great white shark. It's not because they don't want to, it's because they can't. Since the 1950s, aquariums have tried keeping great whites, but they never last. These sharks need to swim constantly to breathe, and captivity just doesn't work for them. The longest one ever survived in a tank was 198 days at Monterey Bay Aquarium, even in a million-gallon tank built just for it, but it had to be released. It kept eating other sharks and was too hard to keep. The last attempt was in 2016 in Japan, but the shark refused to eat and died in just 3 days. That's why no aquarium has a great white shark today. Ever wondered why no public?
How fascinating nature continues to be. I was always under the assumption that spiders got their necessary nutrients and hydration from the prey that they caught. But I've now witnessed on multiple occasions when the spider comes across the Venus flytrap's nectar, it starts to consume it. And just like any other prey, gets addicted to the nectar and intoxicated by it. As it switched sides, you can see that it kept moving right down the nectar line while trying to collect as much of the sweet liquid as possible. Its movements pull it right over the trigger hair. Once the trap is spring closed, it's essential that the prey keeps on moving to stimulate the trigger hairs and let the plant know that it's caught something alive and that it's worth starting the digestive process. As the prey starts to feel the grasp of the plant and move faster and faster, the plant becomes more certain and more dedicated to the digestive process much faster. It's incredible how fascinating nature continues to be. I was always under the assumption
that will blow your mind. Number one, the heart of the blue whale beats so fast that its sound can be heard up to 3 kilometers away. Number two, the growth of the kangaroo never stops. That is, the kangaroo always keeps growing until it dies. Number three, if you tickle a rat, it also laughs, but you cannot hear its voice. Number 4, the snail is an animal that can sleep for 3 years. Number 5, when the blue whale goes into the depths of the water, its heart beats once a minute. Sometimes its heart beats only 8 times a day, and sometimes only twice. Number 6, the camel is an animal that can eat even a thorny cactus. Number 7, the elephant is the only animal that cannot jump. Number 8, a giraffe has 7 bones in its neck just like a human, but a giraffe's bones are much bigger. Number 9, an ostrich's brain is smaller than its eye.
Completely illegal across all states in the US. Even if you wanted to, there's no permit. Crow as a pet, completely illegal across all states in the US. Even if you wanted to. There's no permit that allows private ownership. And before you ask, what about zoos? Well, technically, even they aren't supposed to have them, but authorities have bigger issues to handle, so it's not exactly their top priority. Now, you might be wondering, why such a strict rule on crows? Here's the deal. These birds are incredibly intelligent, with problem-solving skills comparable to a 7-year-old child. That intelligence can be misused. There have been numerous cases where people have trained crows to steal cash just by offering food in return. Some even hang around ATMs, snatching bills right out of people's hands before flying back for their reward. And it doesn't stop there. There's a story from 2011 where inmates managed to teach a crow to smuggle contraband into prison, including a knife. They simply kept feeding it, and each time the bird brought back something sharper. Owning a crow is
These pictures of the Earth, and sometimes you'll see like Google Earth ocean features, and you think the seafloor is all mapped, and the fact is it's not. We've not even mapped 25% of the world's seafloor to a modern standard, meaning multi-beam sonar and GPS navigation. 75% of the Earth's seafloor is basically uncharted territory, and it's even crazier for the volume of the ocean. Barely 5% of the ocean volume has ever been explored with a remotely operated vehicle. 5%, yeah. So like that much volume, we don't even know what's out there. So this is an interesting thing.
Something out there, the likelihood of it being as advanced as us are very small. Well, no, but it's just a matter of how far we can reach or how far we can see.
Nobody knows it. What people do know, I think, is that the Milky Way is probably the boundary of our aspirations. It's
For this generation, or
forever. I think
forever?
I think so.
But if we live 100,000 years and
Well,
keep evolving,
the galaxy is 100,000 light years across. There are 200 billion star systems in it. So you could just about perhaps conceive in the far future of beginning to spread out into the Milky Way. You could conceive of that. But then you go, well, where's the next galaxy? Andromeda, over 2 million light years away. I mean, you take a light beam to 2 million years. So if you want to talk to someone in Andromeda, it will take 2 million years to get a message out there, and 2 million years to get it back. So there's a 4 million round trip. So that's the nearest galaxy.
even if we could find.
The eagle is one of the largest and most powerful birds of prey in the world. Also known as the monkey-eating eagle, this apex predator stands nearly 3 feet tall and has a wingspan of over 7 feet, making it one of the largest eagles. Its strong, powerful beak and keen eyesight allow it to hunt monkeys, flying lemurs, and even snakes with unparalleled precision. With a slow reproduction rate, laying only 1 egg every 2 years, this species is critically endangered. Deforestation and hunting threaten their survival. The Philippine eagle, one of nature's greatest wonders, protected before it disappears forever. The Philippine eagle is one of the largest and